Hello everyone and welcome back. We are continuing our discussion about the command line tools in the Bash scripting. Today, what we are going to do, we are going to discuss the main categories of the command line functions which are available within the Bash environment, and then we'll see the example of all these functions so we can understand what they are doing and how we can utilize them to do our work, right? So as you can see on the screen, we have four major type of the command line tools which are available as part of the bash scripting, and that includes the binary executable. So the difference between binary executable and the pre-built commands that for some time, it's possible that we are not going to get the functionality or desired functionality available out of the box, but we have the capability to build that either using the bash scripting, or we can even use any language like Python or C to build those capability. We're gonna see that example in the upcoming demos. So that those software or those program, once we compile them, they turn into the executable, and then we can execute them into the bash environment, and they do the exactly the same thing or similar action that we can do through the built-in function. The only difference with these binary executable, they allow you to enhance the capability of your operating system. And tell you the truth, most of the time, even if you want, you can literally develop your own custom environment where you can initiate and then you can work within that environment, or you can give it to your client and they can do work in that environment. And once they're finished, they just close it, right? So that's where the whole custom development comes into the picture, right? But obviously the best practice is never reinvent the wheel. If you find anything existing, just use that, right? There's no need to reinvent something which have already been done by other folks in the community. So always, whenever you have a requirement, try to search in the community, and the support is extremely good. Like someone is going to respond you, yeah, that you can try that function or that module to achieve that. It's very rare that you have to build anything from scratch. Now, the second thing, shell built-ins. These are more like the commands which are part of the shell environment, and we can utilize them to do different kind of tasks. And we have already seen in the previous tutorial, like we can list down the files or directories through ls. So these are the built-in that we can use. We can use cd, which is obviously used for switching the directory between the folders in within the bash environment. So these are called shell built-in. And then we have interpreted scripts. So interpreted scripts are more like the example of Python. So for example, if you are building your code and you are using Python, that's going to actually execute line by line, and where it find any error, it's going to actually give you the error, which is different from C. Because if you are building in C, you're gonna see the error pre-execution, because once you compile your code, compiler actually go and look at the full semantic and syntax of your code, and if it find any error, syntax error, it's going to report that. It won't let you execute your code until unless you fixed it. So that's the difference, right? From the first and third point. And obviously we have the shell function. We can use printf command to print the message. We can also use echo. So these are the functionality which are available as part of the shell function. And normally to distinguish function from the built-in, the function always return you a value, or function always returns some sort of value. So that's the indicator. It receives some parameter and then it returns an outcome. That's a pure definition of a function. And now the last and really powerful is the alias. And alias are very powerful concept. Like if you don't want to type big commands again and again, you can assign them the label. These labels are called alias, and then we can use these labels or alias again and again into our session. So imagine you have a pretty big command. Every time you are typing, although your speed is very fast, but still it's annoying to type the big commands again and again. So that's where you can really utilize alias, and we're going to see the example. So these are the major 5 categories of the command line tool that really help us into our data and analytics workspace. So hopefully you understand the main concept of these 5 categories. In the upcoming session, we're going to see the example of each and every type in the dev environment, which will help you understand every category in a better way. So if you have any question, please put in the comments. More than happy to answer. Otherwise, stay tuned. We're going to see the first category, binary executable, in the next video. Thanks for watching.